spellings for you in age, so if that comes to it. All right, come on, you guys, over there. Just grab the helmet. Use your hands first. Again, look at it. Oh, wait, where's the mother? Soda. Oh, so. Oh, kala. Wait, didn't I list that? Didn't I list that? Your question. For our Facebook.
Yes.
All right, thanks everybody for being here today. My name is Jaylani Hussain. I'm the Executive Director for CAIR-Minnesota, the Council of American Islamic Relations. Jaylani Husseinn. I'm gathered here today with many of the teens who were involved in an incident at McDonald's in Eden Prairie on Monday the 19th. A few of the teens were unable to come today, but we are representing them and their families. On Monday, these teens, young black and brown Muslims, visited McDonald's just like any other teens. However, after the identified gunman made racist remarks and then proceeded to verbally assault them, of 4 of the teens, they feared for their lives and sought help from teens who were nearby. And this is when the gunman eventually pulled out his gun in a threatening manner. During this time, while the gunman made racist remarks, McDonald's staff failed to intervene and de-escalate the situation. When the gunman threatened the teens and pointed a gun at them, it can be clearly seen on the video footage that has been already shared, that both managers on duty began to ask the teens to leave the vicinity in the same direction where the gunman just left. Even when bystanders started to come and intervene, you could clearly see McDonald's managers even yelling out, "I don't effing care." What is clear to us now is that these teens were racially and religiously profiled by both the gunmen and the McDonald's management on duty. The management appeared to be following written or possibly unwritten rule, which is to kick out black teens, which can be very similar to what we have seen across this nation, particularly with the Starbucks incident. We are also following up with the McDonald's 911 call to identify and to know what was said about this incident. We want to thank the bystander who can clearly be seen on the video coming to the aid and defense of these teens, who is demanding the management to call police in order to keep all the customers safe. In an era where mass shootings unfortunately have become a common practice in our society, McDonald's staff appear to be untrained, racially profiling, unable to recognize the threat of gun violence in their store. I believe that McDonald's staff would have acted differently if the color of the gunman was black and the teens were white. As of today, we're asking McDonald's to terminate both managers seen on video who have endangered the lives of McDonald's customers involved in this incident. McDonald's needs to review their staff procedure and policy, whether written or unwritten, and training that promote racism and profile and also to be able to train them so that they do not profile or do incidents similar to this. We're also asking McDonald's to ban the gunman from all McDonald's affiliated food establishments for violating McDonald's policy, but also to threatening individuals. We need McDonald's to immediately remedy this situation as soon as possible to avoid the endangerment of lives of McDonald's customers. We will be reaching out to McDonald's for further demands. We're asking also today for Hennepin County and the City of Eden Prairie to bring serious and appropriate criminal charges against the gunman as soon as possible. With that said, we have 4 of the young teens who were involved in this incident who will share with you a few words about that regrettable and unfortunate night. We'll start first with Jihan, who was directly involved in the incident and initially was reacted to the gunman's response.
My name is Jahan Abdullahi, JIHAN-ABDULLAHI, and my friend and I were trying to pay for our food at McDonald's, and when we were having troubles with our Apple Pay, we just gave up. So on our way back, the gunman said under his breath, "You were probably trying to pay with Apple Pay." So that's when I turned around and I asked them again, just because we're a group of black kids, you think we're trying to pay with Apple Pay? EBT. And he said yes. So then we started getting into an argument, him and I, and then him and my friend. And the boys who were in the back of the store heard the commotion and they came and tried to help us. And that's when everyone was arguing. He proceeded to pull out his gun and he ran out the store, and the manager kicked us out. Both the managers kicked us out where he was standing. And I think it was wrong of McDonald's to do that, because anybody could have easily lost their life that day, any of my friends.
Can you explain to us again just the Apple Pay and the EBT, what the statement was that he made to you again?
Yep. He said under his breath, "You're probably trying to pay with EBT." And I said to him, just because we're a group of black kids, you think we're trying to pay with EBT?
And can you show us what he did with the gun exactly?
Can we do questions right at the end, and I'll offer them to us? So next we will have Suhaib Hassan.
Suhaib Hassan, SUHAYBHASSAN. During the day of the incident, I was behind in line. I was behind the girls, and while they were trying to order their food and they finished their order, they were trying to pay with Apple Pay, I think. And the computer wasn't working, and then the guy behind me started insulting them. He told them, "Can they hurry up?" He was kind of loud. And then after they left to fix their payment issue, he told them, "You were probably paying with EBT," according to one of the girls. And then that's when they started arguing, and then I got in between them. And that's when the rest of the boys came, my friends came, and that's when he pulled out the gun. And then the McDonald's manager, the lady, she started screaming profanity and told us to get out in the direction where the gunman left. And that was very disappointing.
Then now we will have Muhammad.
My name is Muhammad Mahad, M-U-H-A-M-E-D, last name Mahad, M-A-H-A-D. When all this was going on, me and my friends were sitting in the back. We heard loud noises, and we got up to see what's going on. And I went to the guy. We were all there, and I asked him, like, "What do you want from my friends?" And he kept saying, "Get back, get back." And as you see in the video, he just pulled out the gun and we got near the door. And as soon as that happened, a few seconds later, both the managers told us to get the F out. And I was shook. I was wondering, instead of helping us, why were they trying to kick us out and expose us to anything the guy could have done, the gunman could have done? And I saw a customer, he was standing in there, and I asked him, "Do you see this? Do you see what's going on?" And he came to our defense. He talked to the manager and said, these are a group of teenagers. Why are you trying to kick them out? And after that, we talked to the manager, and he said, oh, if the guy had a gun and pulled it out on you guys, he had a reason. And that's just I cannot explain why he would say that. And I think that McDonald's should be trained better to like deal with this so it doesn't happen to anyone else.
And then last speaker will be Bilal.
My name is Bilal, B-I-L-L-A-L, last name A-B-D-I. And I was in the back of the restaurant when there was a whole bunch of commotion, and my friends and I went to the front to see what was happening. We saw the man who was just yelling, "Don't touch me, get away from me," and he was acting extremely crazy. And he proceeded to pull out the gun, and all of us scattered so we wouldn't get shot because we were fearing for our lives. And at that point, the lady manager, she said to get out of the store. And we were extremely, we were shocked that someone would try to send us out there when there's a gunman out there who could have hurt any of us kids. And I'm really disappointed in McDonald's because they should have proper training for that kind of situation.
Thank you. We'll take a few questions.
So could you demonstrate like what he did with the gun? How he pulled it out? Did he point it at people, or what exactly happened with that?
At first, he was kind of flashing the gun a little bit, and it was right around here where his waist was. And then he pulled it out and he started pointing it at everybody around. And he was just trying to make sure, oh, I don't want any of these kids near me. I want to, we didn't know if he had the intent to kill us or not. So we all scattered.
So the suspect was charged with felony terroristic threats today. What's your reaction to that charge?
We definitely welcome charges. We haven't had a chance to review all of the evidence ourselves, but I think there's definitely a gun incident here where this gentleman, we don't know exactly if he had permits or not, or the full nature of that. Some reports have said that maybe the gun he reported stolen. So
he's also charged with not having a permit.
Right.
So he is charged with
all of that. I think we definitely welcome serious charges, and that's what we've been asking for Hennepin County and the Eden Prairie Police Department to do. And again, the big issue here is that we have mass shootings in this country, and whenever these incidents happen, really tragedy was averted because. Thank God tragedy was averted, but the reality is there are individuals who are carrying guns to try to instigate incidents. And in this case, this man instigated this incident from beginning to end. But as much as that happened, we saw nothing from the McDonald's staff, nothing to show that they were ready to de-escalate the situation, and also most importantly to safeguard those teens and all other customers from a potential dangerous situation, and instead asking them to leave. We think that McDonald's staff has been doing that to other customers. We've heard back from other customers and other individuals after this incident became public about that specific McDonald's also, that there were some concerns about the management staff. So are other teens, particularly black and brown, being kicked out of McDonald's and other establishments? Probably, and that's what we really need to address as well.
Mr. Jelani, can one of the teens talk about the trauma associated with this? You had a gun pulled up on you when you were at a restaurant just trying to have McNuggets and hang out with your friends. Just the impact that's had on you since that happened.
You want to step up?
Please. Can you repeat the question?
The trauma associated with what you dealt with. Are you able to sleep? What has it left you feeling like?
Terrified for my life. Anybody could get killed by a gun every day. Me, my friends, family. Just scared.
And what went through your mind? So you're up there, this is happening, and you see that gun. What goes through your mind at that time?
Fearing because I was on the side, so fearing for my friends' lives. They were right in front of it. So I was more scared for them.
And you really thought maybe this guy was going to open up and you'd all be...
Yeah.
Any of the young men that came to their aid, did you ever at any time think that you would be killed for just trying to help a friend?
It was just second nature for me. I just thought, the females, because I grew up with most of them. I was just friends with them. And I tried to get him out of the face, and when he pulled the gun, I was shook. I thought, this guy's gonna kill all of us. because he was shaking and he seemed like something was off about him. So I just thought.
You talk about also just the conversations we had about seeing the guy, and just kind of worried about that. And you
Oh. And a few days ago,
well, not that, but just like more about worried about that.
right now, most of us and all of us are worried like to see this guy again, have any altercations with him or anyone like him.
Has McDonald's reached out to any of you or to CAIR?
I think, not to CAIR, but I think they may have reached to some of the families. And at this point, we will be reaching out to them.
Is that your guys' McDonald's, at your home McDonald's at your hangout? You were unfamiliar, you've been in there before? 10 times, 20 times?
Something like that.
Times a week.
Are you all from Eden Prairie?
Some of us are from Hopkins. The majority of people that are here today are from Hopkins.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So this is a place where Hopkins, the Eden Prairie kids all kind of get together and eat your McNuggets.
I just want to also answer the question about kind of the trauma a little bit. I mean, one of the concerns for some of the other families who are not here today for their kids was also what does this mean, showing up at a press conference and talking about this and worried for their safety. So that was a big concern for the families, and I just wanted to make sure that it's echoed.
The comment that he made initially about the EBT card, is that kind of comment, is that anything that you guys have had to deal with before, like a racist comment like that, or was that something new that you had to deal with?
This was more of like a first experience for me.
Could you step up to the mic?
I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone, but like for me personally, that was like a rare occurrence. Nothing like that has ever happened to me before.
When you guys were coming to, her attention when this was all going on, did you guys say something to him to provoke this? I mean, what he did was bad. What he did wasn't right, but did you guys say anything to him or did you just go up and just kind of?
We didn't really say anything to him, to be honest. Like, when we walked up there, we were just trying to figure out what the situation was, how to de-escalate it, and just to make sure everyone, like, didn't have any problems at the end of the day. Like, I go to McDonald's, I don't expect someone to just pull a gun on me for no reason.
Right, so what happened between, like, when the comment was made and when he pulled the gun out? What happened in that space in between?
In that space in between, he was, like, saying, don't touch me, get away from me. Like, he just kept repeating nonsense and stuff, because we were all, like, we were looking at him, but no one was really within a couple steps of him.
And his gun was out at that time?
Yeah, at that point, like, he pulled his gun out, and then he was backing up towards the exit. And me and basically everyone here scattered because we didn't know what he would do.
Did he use any other racial slurs or anything like that derogatory towards you guys?
He did use, like, the EBT, like, comment was, but besides that, I don't recall him saying anything else.
Did he put his hands on anybody, or did anybody put their hands on him?
He did push one of the people here, Hobby or somebody. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you talk about the decision to post the video on Twitter? And I know there were a couple efforts to reach out to Sean King. What was that decision process like?
Yeah, so I think, initially at the beginning there was Muslim girl. Frida, one of the other teens, shared it with, I think, Muslim girl. And that's when the story really got picked up. And since then, I mean, the family has been inundated with a lot of media requests. And so we wanted to make sure that we give an opportunity today to be able to answer that. I think, this is a generation that is constantly using their phones, and in this time, thankfully, they use their phones to document a very horrible situation. And this evidence hopefully will be used to remedy the situation as well.
Did any of you call the police, just out of curiosity? Is anyone in the restaurant down 911?
McDonald's.
The McDonald's called them.
One of the females called the cops. I remember that.
Some other people might have called. But we're definitely interested in what McDonald's said. All right.
All right, thanks a
Thank
lot.
you so much.